Hey, what's up, guys? It's just JC. For all my return subscribers, welcome back. For all the new people watching and now listening to this on my podcast, on the 1% podcast, welcome to my channel and welcome to the podcast. So, in today's video and also in today's podcast, in today's episode, what we're gonna talk about today is one of the biggest things that I think that everyone struggles with, and I feel like we can shed some light and kind of talk about these things that will help you get better at whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's physical fitness, trying to get back in shape, trying to keep in shape, or you have some goals, maybe a diet or work goals, educational goals, or whatever it is. So motivation. Motivation is something that everyone has. There's obviously different levels of motivation, but motivation is something that has definitely got me to where I'm at in my career, got me to where I'm at as far as physical fitness, everything I've done, the places I've been to, and all the things. I've had a lot of it, right? I think it's fair to say that I've been a very motivated person, individual, and that's not necessarily an airman, right, or an NCO, MTI, whatever it is. I've just been a very motivational person, and I will say that it wasn't always like that. You can probably ask the people that grew up with me, and they'll probably agree that it wasn't always like that, and that's not really a bad thing, but it's definitely something that I found and I grew and I built upon when I joined the military and specifically the Air Force. So motivation. There's definitely different levels to it, and depending on how much you have kind of dictates how fast or how well or how the level of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whether it's a goal, how fast you'll get to that goal, or the level of that goal is going to be, all kind of depends on your motivation. But what happens when you just lose it, when you don't have any motivation? Because there are days that you are just not going to have it. You're just not going to have that drive. Your why isn't going to be there. Whatever it is that you got going on, you just don't have that motivation to get stuff done. So what comes into play after that? What can we do? What can we think about to get us remotivated? So I'll say it's different for everyone. For me, what I do is pretty simple. I kind of think about why I'm doing it, why I want to get whatever it is done, and it kind of gives me that kind of kick to keep going, or to get to the gym, or to get to go to work and try to give my all my energy, all that stuff at work. But again, even with that, there are some days where you just don't have that as well. It's not enough. So what can we use, or what can we apply in those times to make sure that we can still get it done? And this right here is something I definitely will say has been helping me out the last couple years. It's discipline. All right. So you're thinking, all right, of course, he's an MTI, even did a knife hand right there. So discipline. Discipline is something that is very well known in the military, right? We discipline, we teach discipline. Discipline is, the foundation of a lot of things that we do. You get disciplined if you get in trouble. But why? It's discipline. How do we take that concept and we use it in how do we use that with motivation? How do we tie it in together? So when there is a lack of motivation, what will get things done, or get whatever it is you're trying to do finish and accomplish, is the discipline to do it. A good example, right? Let's say you're dieting and you're on a strict diet and you don't want to eat whatever it is, and you're just not motivated that day. You just don't feel like eating chicken and rice or chicken and broccoli, and you see a donut right in front of you. What's stopping you from eating that donut? You're not motivated, right? You might be motivated to get the donut and eat it, but you're not motivated to stick with your diet. What will get you there, or get you to stop and stay on the right path, is the discipline to know that if you eat that donut, although you're going to satisfy that short need, it's not going to be worth it. And having that discipline to know that, and to kind of think about the repercussions or the decision that you make, will make that difference. So In today's episode, we're gonna dive into how we can use discipline in with motivation, how we can tie both of those things together. But more importantly, why I think discipline is more important than motivation, because motivation comes and goes. But what I will tell you is very standard and streamlined is discipline. So going back to who I am as a person and the things that I've learned, obviously in the military, right? Discipline was something that I would say being younger I struggled with. But once I joined the Air Force, went into basic training to boot camp, discipline was a giant wall that I crashed into, and either you got it or you didn't. And obviously I got it, but it took a little bit to get that through my head. And once it was there, it was something that kind of stuck with me and I built upon. And I would definitely say that's what helped me get to where I'm at. So now I'm on the other side of the story as a MTI, a drill instructor, a DI, and now I'm the one instilling that discipline to my trainees. So why is that important, and how does that work? Because honestly, when I think about it, it went full circle, definitely full circle. But now I'm at a different level because I don't necessarily need that same discipline that I had when I was a trainee. They're two different things. What I did learn, right, and what I do believe in is that you're setting the example at that point. You're definitely someone that they're looking up to. So a good thing to think about is, if I don't have the discipline to do the right thing, let's say I go to work and I'm just giving a half effort, or I show up late, or let's say I just don't give any effort. If I don't have that discipline, guess what's going to happen to my team, or in this example, my trainees? They're going to emulate the same energy that I'm putting out. So that's where it's the same discipline, right? But it's a different type of discipline at a different level, because that's definitely something that everyone has. But again, like we talked about earlier, there's different levels to it. So there's definitely different levels to the discipline. There's different ways to use it and get it applied throughout whatever you're trying to do. But I'm a true believer that discipline and in place of motivation will definitely get you a lot better off. And again, oftentimes we just don't have that same exact motivation every single day, that same grind. Some people do, but I would say that you would be lying if you said that you were 100% motivated every single day, because we're all human. That's almost impossible to do. But what I will tell you is that in place of that motivation or lack of motivation, you can definitely put discipline in there, and that's going to get you that result. But yeah, that's really it. That's what this episode is really about. I kind of want to highlight it because it's something I preach to my airmen, my peers, and my trainees, and definitely something that I want to share with y'all right on the channel and on the podcast, and through this episode. So biggest thing, right? Motivation versus discipline. Which is more important? How can you weigh it? You can definitely tie them together, but I would implore y'all to use them both and be able to kind of jump and use that discipline when your motivation is going down to help you achieve whatever goals that you have. But I appreciate all y'all that watch my videos again. This should be, another episode on the podcast, and I'm very excited that we have this going. Appreciate all the love. Make sure you like, you comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel and on the podcast. Make sure y'all hit that download, and make sure y'all, listen to this whenever you have the chance. If you have any questions, hit me up on my Instagram at just.j.c, or find my YouTube channel, same thing, just.j.c. Appreciate y'all watching and listening, and I will see you on the next one.